All right, Matthew, you're here with us on an interesting week. A lot of talk about valuations. Is AI a bubble following Palantir earnings? I do have to point out, your company trades at about 220 times forward earnings, a very lofty valuation for your company. Do you think this whole AI thing is a bubble? Do you think that these kind of valuations are justified?
I think AI is for sure real. There's an enormous amount of value which is going to be created from these AI companies. I think exactly what that's going to be is still up in the air. What I've said publicly is I would guess that 99 out of every $100 that's being spent on AI is probably being just lit on fire. But $1 of that is going to maybe be worth, the most valuable company in the world someday, and it's hard to tell what that is. At Cloudflare, we're building the picks and shovels. We're selling the tools that AI companies need in order to be able to build their businesses. So we don't have a specific bet on AI itself, but whoever is taking advantage of this gold rush, we're there selling them the picks and shovels and making sure that they can build the tools that might define the future.
All right, so you're pretty agnostic. You're basically saying, like you said, picks and shovels, whoever wins, you're going to help them out with the tools that you're building.
That's right. Around 80% of the leading AI companies are Cloudflare customers by our estimates. And so, again, we don't have a dog specifically in the AI fight, but we're there to support lots of the different dogs that are running in different directions. And again, it's clear that there's something real here. Exactly who the winners and losers will be, I think that that's still up in the air. But no matter what, we hope to help them build a fast, reliable, safe service that they can deliver anywhere in the world.
Well, I think you're pretty happy that your company seems to be one of the winners, at least this year. As we just mentioned, shares up over 100% year to date. I want to go back to one of your recent deals. You signed a deal with Oracle Cloud. Why Oracle? There's a lot of talk about who's gaining share, who's losing share when it comes to cloud infrastructure. Why did you want to make this deal with Oracle? And is the move now just to make a deal with everybody? Because it seems like everybody's making a deal with everybody, funding everybody. It's kind of like a big loop.
Yeah, I think Oracle was one of the sort of first to recognize that the future is not going to be unicloud, it's going to be multi-cloud. People are going to be using multiple different cloud providers, and what Cloudflare is very good at doing is being the fabric that ties all of them together. And so Oracle has been a long-time partner of ours. This deal that makes Cloudflare services available natively to all of Oracle's customers is right. And I think Oracle here is being a leader, and you'll see a lot of the other hyperscalers follow their lead as they recognize that what their customers want is not all of their eggs in one basket, but the ability to be able to spread across multiple baskets. And that's especially true in these days when we're seeing different hyperscalers have outages and other problems. Cloudflare makes sure that you can use multiple hyperscalers, you can connect them together, you can have the same level of reliability, the same level of security. And again, what we did with Oracle, I think, is a good indication of what many other hyperscalers will be doing as well.
All right, Matthew, you're a very respected voice in tech, and you've been very outspoken about a number of issues, including AI scraping, the blue link economy. One other thing that you seem to not only be talking about but taking action is the idea that AI is replacing entry-level jobs. So you're hiring over 1,000 of your interns. Walk us through that, because AI is supposed to essentially phase some of those jobs out and move them into different jobs. That's what a lot of people say, is that we're going to phase out some of those lower level jobs and just kind of elevate people to higher level jobs. Why are you hiring these entry level workers? What do you think they have to gain? What does your company have to gain?
Well, we have an enormous shift that's happening, and 50-year-old CEOs like myself aren't going to be the ones that teach companies how to take advantage of AI. We need to learn from the next generation. And so Cloudflare is actually bringing on 1,111. That's a special number for us for a lot of reasons, but that many interns in 2026. And we hope that we will be able to train them, but we also expect them to be bringing in some of the new tools, the techniques, the skills, new ways of doing things. Because when you have a shift which is as important as AI, you need to make sure that you're investing in the next generation to teach old guys like me how we can actually be more efficient, more productive. And I think that we're going to see a lot of amazing things come out of this next intern class. And I would expect that the leaders of Cloudflare tomorrow might be the people who are starting there coming in 2026.
Matthew, you're being very modest. I think you're very much on the cutting edge of things. I want to talk to you about a recent announcement, the idea that there may be a deal between Apple and Google to kind of infuse Google AI into the Siri phone. You've been one of the people creating tools to actually stop these AI bots from scraping data. Just your take on this deal and the idea that this is going to, I guess, improve the experience of Siri and maybe attract more people to the phone?
What I don't think people totally realize about AI is that it's a platform shift. The same way that we shifted from consuming the web on a browser, on a desktop or a laptop, to then using social media and then mobile, going from web to social to mobile. AI is the next platform shift that's occurring. And the way to think about it is think about how, if you those of your viewers who are old enough to remember the cartoon show The Jetsons, how did George Jetson get his information? He asked Rosie the helpful robot, and that felt like the future even just a few years ago. But today, a lot of us are living in that future. AI is going to be the way that we consume information, and that's going to have radical impacts on things like media companies, but also other things. What does that mean for brands? What does that mean for small businesses? And I think what we're trying to do is make sure that we can stay in front of all of those trends, make sure that we're providing small businesses, media companies, everyone with the tools to be able to survive in what is going to be much more of an agentic future. And again, what Apple does, what Google does, I think these things are all important because what it really means is that we have this new platform which is coming along that's going to change businesses everywhere. And at Cloudflare, we're committed to providing the tools to make sure that everyone can be successful in the coming agentic web.